Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at a big expansion for one of my favorite games, Tiny Epic Cthulhu, and this is going to be Cult of Chaos. This game is going to give you new investigators, going to give you new old ones, going to give you new locations to play with in the game, and it's going to give you a new mode to play. This game is going to be published by Gamely Games and designed by Scott Alms, one of my favorite designers. Let's go ahead down the table here. I'm going to show you what you get with this expansion, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is the Cult of Chaos expansion, and this is a substantial expansion. As you can see here, you're getting a lot of extra components here with the game, and you're getting a new mode to play the game. So first, let's go over some basic stuff that you're going to get to add to the game. I say basic, but they're really cool. And I always like expansions that add more awesome stuff. So we're going to get 4 new Elder Gods here. I can't even pronounce any of these, so I'm not going to even bother. With cool effects here. And you get these cool screen printed meeples to go with it. So you could always pause the video if you want to look at any of these, but these are the different Elder Gods that you're going to get in the game. So if you want to read any of the abilities that they give, but that's really cool because you're going to have now 8 Elder Gods that you can play with in this game instead of the base 4 that come with the base game here. And that actually moves this to, I think, a essential expansion for the game. Because of the additional variety that you're going to gain from the game, just in the Elder Gods and the different investigators that you can play in the game. So I really think that this is, if you like Tiny Epic Cthulhu, this expansion, just with this, is going to be an essential expansion. So you have new investigators, which are really cool here. With their own little meeples in here and their own little abilities here. Like I said, you could pause the video if you want to read some of these abilities. But we'll do over one of them here. So here's the Hunter. The Hunter, you may banish a shambler up to 1 location to the left or right from your current location. That's very, very cool. Or the Cultist here. The Cultist here, you may take 1 tentacle from the town location where you're being banishing or you're translating. And then we also have the Student here. So the Student here, after translating, peek at the next 3 cards of the page deck and put it back in any order. And since we went over all the other 3, we'll go over the Astronomer here. You may collect tentacles up to 1 location to the left or right of your current location, which is pretty darn cool. All right, so other things you're going to get. You're going to get a Necronomicon card here. To use. This one here has the Cultist, which is part of this expansion. So in the base game, you had the Chaos Tentacles, and this one you have Cultist here. And they're going to be doing their own thing here too. So you have these Cultist, and then you also have the Cultist Tentacles, which are going to be these little units right here. You get a couple more Eldritch Tentacles in here, but basically you'll have the Necronomicon track, and you'll also have the Chaos one too. And then you're going to have this, I believe it's the Cult Leader or Cultist token. That's the one that's going to go out on the board here and move around. Now, in addition to that, you also have this Cultist mat here. This is going to be how cultists are going to get deployed and things that will happen in the game. And you're also going to get these 2 new locations, so that all the locations in the game are double-sided. So you're going to get more variety in that too, which is going to be really cool. Like this one here, trade any face-up page card from one town card location with another face-up page card at a different location. Or here you can spend 1 Chaos Tentacle from your player mat and add 1 page token from the general supply to the Necronomicon, which is really, really cool. This here, spend 2 matching tentacles to banish a shambler of the same color on any location. I love that one a lot. Move 1 shambler of any color from any location to any other location except for the town card you're currently on. So those are really cool locations in there. Now, set up for the game, you're going to pick which Elder God you want, old one you want. You could pick any of these ones or from the base game. You'll also pick out your investigator, which can be any of these or any of the ones from the base game. You're going to place out the cultist mat here. And during step 10 of the basic setup, you're going to place out the cult leader by spinning the wheel and placing it on the town card where the front pointer stops. That's going to be this guy right here. During setup, you're going to place the five of the cultist tentacles, which are these things, straight into the bag. During 12 of the basic setup, if you draw a cultist token, place it back in the bag and draw again. So you're not going to place these out during setup, but they will be in the bag. So place the remaining 5 cultist tentacles onto the tentacle spaces of the cultist map, which are going to be these ones right here. So we'll place these guys out here. And then we're also going to place cultists in each of these places here. And these will get deployed in the game. Once we have all these out, missing one, he's right there. All right, we'll place this Necronomicon out too. All right, place the 10 follower tokens on the cultist map. Place 5 Eldritch Tentacles on the cultist map, which are going to be these guys right here. They're going to come out here. These are also going to be bad too, obviously, because they will help the old one power up faster, so those will go on that track too. And that's basically going to be the additional setup that you're going to need to the game. The cult leader will be moving around Arkham, or New Arkhamore, collecting madness tentacles for various locations. They will harness these madness in order to cast spells from the Necronomicon to summon followers. Once there are enough cultists to satisfy the Great Old One, they will be released and all is lost. However, the world will be saved if a player can close all 6 portals first. So basically, if you can complete the game before that happens, you're good. The cultist map. The cultist map is used to track the progress of the cult leader. You will reference the spell track, followers, and cultist tentacles and eldritch tentacles on this map during play. That's going to be this guy right here. And notice that we have this going here. So in the base game, you're going to be trying to do these overflows on here. You'll also be doing that here. Well, you won't be wanting to happen. And these have to be in a specific set. So you have to have a blue, red, and green tentacle. And then you can cause that to overflow there. When a cultist tentacle is drawn for any reason, the cult leader may immediately move 1 town card clockwise and attempt to cast a spell. So that's going to be these little tentacles right here. So resolving the cultist, you move the cultist on the town card clockwise, which in the base game you have these guys set up like this, and then you're going to have the spinner in the middle there. So basically, he's going to move and he's going to access the spell track. The cultist looks at the color of the next open space on the town track, then they collect and place it on the track. So you have a blue, red, and green. You're going to be trying to do that. So you'll have a fear, which is the bottom one first. If there's no fear on the tentacle track, they'll try to collect a rage, and if there's no rage, they'll try to collect the green greed. The cultist may only collect 1 tentacle per move, so you're going to be growing this as it goes. If the tentacle chosen fill the spell track, the cult leader can cast a spell. The cult leader casts a spell from the Necronomicon, which they will release followers from the shrine out into the town by doing the following at the current location. They discard 3 Manus tentacles from the spell track, which is right here, and place them onto the Shambler mat. So that'll just be the normal way. Instead of the discard mat, the Shambler mat, it's not going to let you put them into the bag easily. So you have to get them from the Shambler mat to the discard mat. And remove the page at the cultist location and discard it. Then place it with a new page face down. Take one of the following followers from each of the page number on the cultist map that matches the page number from the page card taken. So a lot of them have like 2 to 3 numbers on it. So you'll take a look here, and if it has a 5 and a 4, you'll take these 2 cultists off the mat here, and place the followers on the page card, starting where the cultist is located. Followers are removed from the cultist track left to right and placed clockwise on the page cards. So they'll come out, and these actually make it harder for you to finish the page cards. They're going to require you to use more tentacles for the number of these that are on the page card. So there can't be any more than 2 followers on any page card, so they can increase the page card by 2. So this can make the game fairly more difficult to play with having to deal with these. So again, you're going to place these on there, so you're going to make sure you're not going to put more than 2 on any of the page cards themselves. So if neither a follower nor a cultist tentacle can be taken from a row, then place the Eldritch tentacle from this discard mat. So if we have to get one of these, we're going to place them on the discard mat. If we can't place this on the discard mat, then we'll place the tentacle on the discard mat. If the row is completely empty, meaning there's no followers or cultists on the Eldritch or Eldritch tentacle to remove, you're going to remove the strength up on the Great Old One. So that is a way of increasing the strength and ending the game even quicker with that. All right, so this is how the cultists will monkey with the players. When you're translating a page, players must spend 1 extra madness tentacle for each of the cultists on that card. So that can get up to 2 extra tentacles that you have to pay. When you're sealing a portal, when you try to close a portal for each follower on the same town card, as you absorbs one of the damage strikes. So one of the important things is I talked about how these guys get deployed to the cards, but in the second phase, they just get deployed to the locations. So they can monkey with you in the second phase of the game, with making it harder for you to kill, to seal the Great Old One. So you really need to deal with these guys first. Followers are banished when they absorb damage. When banished, the followers are placed back onto the cultist mat. Players may, and that's a good way of preventing bad things from happening too. You can get them back on there, which is a good idea. So you can finish the pages, fight the old one at the second phase to get rid of them, to put them back on there to prevent them from ending the game for you. The cult leader is this is an important note, sorry. If the cult leader is in the same location as the Great Old One, then the Great Old One cannot be attacked. So that's another thing that you have to worry about in the second phase. In the first phase, you're always running away from the Great Old One, so that doesn't matter too much. So that's basically going to be how that works. But you'd also have an additional endgame condition. If the cultists ever have 10 followers in town, so that means 2 on each of the cards or 2 on each of the town locations, the game ends immediately and you lose. So that's another way. Also, I'll mention that once the cards are gone and you're in the second phase, there can't be any more than 2 cultists on any one town location either. But again, if you have all 10 out, you will lose. So you need to banish those cultists to get them back onto the mat. And this is extra mechanisms that you need to deal with in the game. All right, so in a nutshell, that's going to be what you're going to get with the Cult of Chaos for Tiny Epic Cthulhu. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, so that was Tiny Epic Cthulhu Cult of Chaos expansion. Component quality is great for this game, just like any of the Tiny Epic lines. Really love the screen printed meeples. Love the card art. Really great thick cards. Really high quality and really great components overall. The gameplay for this, so it's going to be in 2 parts. One is the extra stuff. So you're going to get more old ones, you're going to get more investigators and more locations. That is awesome. And it's also awesome that they're not directly tied to the module that you can play in this. So you can shuffle them in the base game and you're good to go. Gives tons of more replayability in the base game. Really worth it just on its own as a essential expansion. That makes this, I think, an essential expansion. Now the cultist mode on this one ratchets up the difficulty of the game. So if you play Tiny Epic Cthulhu a lot, you're going to want to think about adding these cultists in if you have mastered the game. So if you've gone through the old ones and you just want an extra challenge, these are really good. So people who play Tiny Epic Cthulhu a lot, this expansion is also really great. Overall, a very solid expansion that I'm very happy about. And one that I think that if you like Tiny Epic Cthulhu, that you should just pick up. So that's my thoughts on Tiny Epic Cthulhu Cult of Chaos. And if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us get more equipment for you guys to make out more content, and overall just helps us out immensely. Plus we know what videos you like too, which also helps us out. But either way, I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.